In a world where fame and fortune come at a price, join us on a thrilling journey as we expose the harrowing experiences of 5 renowned football stars who found themselves caught in the clutches of sinister kidnappers. First on our list is the most recent one, Luis Diaz. Yeah, this doesn't involve Luis Diaz himself, but his father. In October 2023, Luis Manuel Diaz, Luis Diaz's father, was kidnapped in his hometown of Barrancas, Colombia. His mother was also involved in that ordeal, but she has since been rescued. The kidnapping of Diaz's parents took place on Saturday, with his mother being located the following day after an extensive search. The National Liberation Army, ELN, a leftist guerrilla group, was suspected to be behind the abduction. The kidnapping sent shockwaves through the football world, and Luis Diaz, who was playing for Liverpool at the time, was understandably distraught. After a tense ordeal, Luis Manuel Diaz was released by the ELN on November 8, 2023. The exact details of his release remain unclear, but it's believed that the Colombian government played a role in securing his freedom. Luis Diaz expressed his gratitude for the release of his father, and the incident served as a reminder of the dangers that can come with fame and fortune. Next on this list, we have Alfredo Di Stefano. Alfredo Stefano Di Stefano Laule was a professional footballer and coach who played as a forward. Regarded as one of the greatest footballers of all time, Di Stefano played the first match on the 20th of August, but on the 24th of August, the greatest football player of all time was kidnapped by a left-wing guerrilla group called the Armed Forces of National Liberation, FALN, in Caracas, Venezuela. Di Stefano was a key player for Real Madrid at the time, and his kidnapping was a major international news story. The Argentine champion was kidnapped by the National Liberation Armed Forces of Venezuela in the Potomac Hotel in Caracas. He was kidnapped by 2 men who posed as police officers. It was later when he got into the car that he realized he had been kidnapped. They took him to a secret location and held him captive for 70 hours. The FALN demanded a ransom of 20 million Venezuelan bolívares, about 5 million at the time. But unfortunately, the Venezuelan government refused to pay. After 70 hours in captivity, Di Stefano was released unharmed. The FALN never received the ransom they demanded. The kidnapping of Di Stefano had a profound impact on him. He was traumatized by the experience and never fully recovered. He also suffered from anxiety and depression for many years. Moving on, we have Robinho. No, Robinho wasn't the one who was kidnapped, but his mother. On November 6, 2004, Marina de Souza, the mother of Brazilian football star Robinho, was kidnapped in Praia Grande, a coastal town near Sao Paulo, Brazil. 2 armed men stormed a barbecue at de Souza's home, took her hostage, and demanded a ransom of 3 million. That's a huge amount of money. Robinho was very devastated by the news of his mother's abduction. At that time, he was playing for Santos. He immediately appealed to the kidnappers to release her safely and expressed his gratitude for the support he received from his teammates, family, and friends. After a tense week of negotiations and appeals from Robinho, de Souza was released unharmed on November 13, 2004. The kidnappers reportedly received a ransom payment, but the exact amount remains undisclosed. The kidnapping of Marina de Souza was a traumatic experience for her and her family, and it highlighted the dangers of kidnapping in Brazil. It also raised concerns about the security of high-profile individuals and their families. Similar to Luis Diaz, we have Carlos Tevez. The Argentinian forward had to deal with the kidnapping of his father back on the 29th of July, 2014. The father of Juventus striker Carlos Tevez was kidnapped in Buenos Aires on Tuesday before being released, following the payment of a ransom, according to local media. Reports said the footballer had initially looked to fly from Turin, where he is in preseason training, to Argentina on hearing the news of the kidnapping, but he remained in Italy. The amount paid for Segundo Tevez's release was not revealed, but media reports it was 400,000 Argentine pesos, about 29,000 pounds. Tevez's brother Diego told local radio station La Red that at first his father only had his vehicle stolen and was immediately released, but they went back for him when they saw his name on its registration. The kidnapping of Segundo Tevez was a traumatic experience for his family and friends. It also had a significant impact on Carlos Tevez's career. Tevez struggled to perform at his best for several months after the kidnapping, and he eventually left Boca Juniors to join Corinthians in Brazil. Mikel Obi, the Nigerian professional footballer and former Chelsea midfielder, had to deal with a harrowing and distressing situation when his father was kidnapped in Nigeria. This incident occurred in June 2018, and it garnered significant attention both in Nigeria and the international media. Mikel John Obi was told that his father had been kidnapped and would be killed if he reported anything. Just hours before he led Nigeria into their final World Cup group phase tie against Argentina. The Nigerian captain received the shocking news as he traveled on the team bus to the stadium in St. Petersburg last Tuesday. A family member called him and told him that he had to call the kidnappers on a designated number. When Mikel did so, he was ordered to pay ransom. Mikel Obi was playing for Nigeria in the 2018 FIFA World Cup in Russia at the time, and he received the shocking news just hours before a crucial match. This was a crucial time in his career, so you can imagine how devastated he would have been. Despite the enormous pressure and stress, Mikel Obi decided to keep the incident a secret from his teammates and the public to avoid distracting his team's focus during the World Cup. He later revealed the ordeal after Nigeria was eliminated from the tournament. Thankfully, his father was safely released on Monday afternoon. He thanked the local authorities for their rescue efforts and the support he received from friends and family members. Unfortunately, his dad had to be hospitalized to receive treatment as a result of torture he received during his capture. These are just a few examples of the harrowing experiences that football stars have had to endure. These incidents serve as a reminder that fame and fortune can come at a price. Click on the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any update from the channel. And make sure to watch our next video.